Liebe Leute, die Entscheidung hat sehr lange gedauert, aber ich habe mich dafür entschieden, die Autobahnanbindung nach Avery zu stärken. Oder nach Lenkurg erstmal und dann nach Avery. Es wird also der Highway hier gebaut, anstatt das Schienennetz hier auf den neuesten technologischen Standard zu bringen zwischen der Hauptstadt und Lakehaven. Was auch wichtig gewesen wäre natürlich, um unseren wichtigsten Hafen eigentlich und einen der wichtigsten Häfen des Kontinents zu stärken, aber das können wir vielleicht hoffentlich zu einem späteren Zeitpunkt noch machen. Die Überlegung war jetzt auch einfach, sozusagen den Rechten hier in dieser Region ein bisschen das Wasser abzugraben, die Transportprobleme zu lösen, den Tourismus zu stärken und ja, die möglicherweise den Handel mit Agnulia zu verbessern. Hier wäre es so gewesen, dass wir gewissermaßen rechte Hardliner in unserer Partei gestärkt hätten oder denen entgegengekommen wären. Das war jetzt nicht so unbedingt das Ziel. Von daher schauen wir mal, wie das geht. Harte Devisen wären natürlich in der Rezession auch sehr wichtig gewesen, aber scheinbar können wir nicht alles haben. Die H3-Autobahn wurde gestartet. Okay, so, Medienstrategie steht an. Lucian and Peter arrived at my office to talk about recent developments and media strategy. They both took their seats across from me. Lucian put on his reading glasses and quickly went over some documents. Peter turned to Lucian and nodded. Greetings, gentlemen. I've just received further information from the interior about the sudden fire that broke out at the Hozard State University archives. Tell me more. The initial reports from the Hozard police chief indicate a potential arson case. In accordance of further suspicion, the Sordish Intelligence Directorate has been called. Is the SID really necessary for this? Why would anyone hit the archives of a university in the first place? I see no logical motive there. It seems like the chief suspects foreign sabotage. They informed us that a large section of the archive has been destroyed. It included tens of thousands of our globally recognized research documents in original by the great thinkers of our people. Ja, allen drei Antwortmöglichkeiten kann ich zustimmen. Ist die Frage, wollen wir nach dem Motiv fragen oder wollen wir eine grundsätzliche politische Aussage treffen? Ich glaube, in dieser Sitzung wollen wir natürlich erstmal erfahren, was denn dahinter stecken könnte. The fact that the employee records have been destroyed along with the research document raises further questions. Luckily, most originals have copies in the other universities and some international libraries. My favorite book's original, The Geopolitics of Sordland by Hermann Equa, was destroyed too. Okay. Political Sciences. Dozens of research papers, most notable work. The renowned book took the intelligentsia of the country by storm and began influencing many political decisions. Maybe it was just a fire accident. We do have the copies of most important works, so no single fire can eradicate our knowledge. I also see no point destroying employee records either. More importantly, Lucian mentioned that Marcel Coronti contacted him. The Corontis had always been known as one of the richest and most influential families in Sordland. Marcel Coronti was no exception. He was the oldest son of Konrad Coronti, the industrialist and media mogul who founded HOS. the richest man in the entirety of Sordland. Lucian turned to me. He has offered to meet you, Mr. President. Was will er? After the passing of his father, may he rest in peace, Marcel aims to become the next CEO of the HOS conglomerate. He mentioned a productive collaboration. They are a powerful and influential media conglomerate to start with. They own the Sordland Today newspaper, the Swedish Broadcasting Corporation, which means it would be wise to have them by our side. Sorry for interrupting. Ja, hatten wir auch schon mal kurz andiskutiert, dass man den vielleicht nicht unbedingt sofort vor den Kopf stoßen sollte. Aber vielleicht schauen wir uns erstmal um, welche Option wir überhaupt haben. Let's consider our options first. No need to be hasty. I agree, we need to be careful. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to determine our general approach to media. I'm no media expert, but Lucian made some very interesting arguments at the preparation meeting yesterday. There are two ways we can approach the media. One of them is by influencing it, which has clear advantages. The other one is keeping it independent. Da wir eine freie, also wir haben freies Medienwesen hier, das werden wir wohl auch beibehalten. Media must be independent. Ideally, yes, but an unpopular leader will not be able to pass even the easiest reforms. It is of utmost importance to maintain public popularity and avoid any damaging scandals or mistakes. I must stress one thing, Mr. President. The more people we have supporting our agenda, the more we can accomplish. With someone on our side in an influential media organization, we can do this very easily. Two wrongs don't make a right, ja. Also auf jeden Fall wollen wir keine institutionelle Beeinflussung haben. Natürlich kann man mit den Leuten reden und dann können sich Dinge ergeben, auch wenn das vielleicht zu unserem Charakter nicht so richtig passt. Maybe not. It's hard to forget what happened to President Alfonso last year. Things got even worse after his cabinet resigned and the media started to slander him. But that was also a result of his own incompetence. 2 knocks were heard on the door. Please come in. Livia Zunor, First Secretary. Private Sekretärin des Präsidenten. Ach, ist das die Peter vorhin erwähnt hat? Suno had previously worked at the Swedish Airlines headquarters before starting her work for the United Sordland Party National Committee, where she was assigned to assist Peter Vektern, who was organizing support for presidential nominee Anton Rayne. After Rayne's, ist sie aufgestiegen. Her dark curls bounced as she crossed the room to my desk. She spoke with a slight lilt in her voice. Excuse me, Mr. President. Mr. Galad's secretary has been calling me and wanted me to relay a message. Marcel Coronti, the new CEO for HOS Conglomerate, is on the line for Mr. Galad. Well, the ball is in our court now. Would you like to talk to him, sir, or would you like me to? Das ist auch wieder eine spannende Frage. Wollen wir direkt mit dem sprechen? Oder wollen wir, dass Lucian das macht? Und ich würde mal sagen, es ist ja auch das ist auch historisch eine ganz spannende Sache. Ein Ausdruck von Macht, wenn man sozusagen seine Untergebenen mit der Gegenseite sprechen lässt. Selbst der liberalste Präsident ist nicht frei von Versuchung. Das mag stimmen. Das mag stimmen. Ich werde Lucian vorschicken. Der scheint auch mehr so das Gespür dafür zu haben, wie man mit dem Typen umgehen muss. Right away, sir. Connecting the call to line 1. Livia left the room and the phone started ringing. Lucian picked up the phone and started to listen. A few minutes passed as the two talked over the phone. Good news indeed. Congratulations, Mr. Coronti. Thank you for contacting me about this. We will talk later. Lucian put the phone down. What was so important that it couldn't wait? He was just elected CEO by the board of directors. He offered a partnership deal regarding his media branch. He is inviting us to his resort near Conrad for a meeting. The board has decided rather quickly, it seems. That gave him the confidence to approach us again. He's going to offer a real deal and now has the power of the conglomerate too. The choice is up to you, Mr. President. I can set up the meeting soon. Ja, das ist halt das Problem, ne? Allein sozusagen dieses direkte das Angebot für das direkte Treffen anzunehmen, kann uns schon korrumpieren. Wir fragen mal nach Peters Meinung. I have to say I'm torn. If he has become the CEO, then he has enormous influence now. On the other hand, do we want to privately meet with someone we don't fully know? The meeting would help us figure him out. We could still say no to whatever he offers. Grrr. Caro, warum kann ich nicht Lucian hinschicken? Ja, ich weiß nicht, sprechen kann man ja mal, man muss sich ja nichts verheddern. I set things up right away. Expect a worthwhile meeting next month. It's settled then. Looking forward to next month. I wonder if he has a pool. Lucian looked at his watch. It appears we're done for today. We will continue where we left off later. Thank you for your time. See you soon, gentlemen. Lucian and Peter gathered their documents and promptly left my office. We were already getting the attention of key figures, and potentially dangerous ones. Codex updated. I accepted the offer of the Heart of Sordland conglomerate. Swedish citizens employed by HOS enjoy many benefits, such as huge salary bonuses, free private healthcare, and free housing. In the last decade, a leadership question has engulfed the organization, which slowed down its revenue. But it still remains a behemoth that can influence the economy as well as the perception of the society. After the sudden death of Konrad Coronti, his son Marcel has elected to be the chief executive officer, was elected by a majority of the board. Gibt's andere neue Mitteilungen? Nein. SID joins the HSU Fire Investigation, also das ist der Sicherheitsdienst. Geheimdienst, wie auch immer. Geheimpolizei. Further investigations by the police department reveal a potential arson case with no identified suspect yet. The police chief of Hosord has voiced concern about suspected sabotage by a foreign nation, inviting the Swedish Intelligence Directorate in the investigation to expand. The area is cordoned off from the public to discover further evidence. Jawohl. Party Committee Report. The Reform Committee reports that any potential change to the Constitution in the direction of the Reformists will likely result in a strong opposition by the National Front Party. Ja, wer hätte das nur gedacht? The members of Assembly in support of such direction seem to be in great numbers and possibly make up a majority in the Grand National Assembly, while most members of the United Sordland Party seem reluctant about supporting such changes. Gut, auch das war bekannt, ne? Dass unsere eigene Partei das eigentlich vielleicht mehrheitlich gar nicht will. Und es gibt ein neues Gesetz zu bestimmen. Electoral Campaign Finance Bill. The criteria for the allocation of public funds shall no longer be according to the number of votes won in the general elections by a political party. The new criteria shall be the proportion of seats won by a political party in the assembly. Political parties shall receive an annual amount of 500,000 Ren per member of assembly. This results in a doubling of the USP election budget and a slight increase in the other parties in the assembly, while effectively removing all funding from parties that are below the 10% election threshold. Und ich weiß, das hat ein Parteimitglied vorgeschlagen, aber das werde ich ablehnen. Veto. Oh oh. Investment in eine akasianische Firma. A personal investment opportunity has been relayed by Mr. Manga, an experienced stockbroker in Ventry City, Arcasia, is selling valuable shares of Armadine Industries, an up-and-coming electronics manufacturing company. We could invest or let the opportunity pass. Das sind die das Taschenradio entwickelt haben. Kaufen, sofort. Das ist der persönliche Wohlstand sozusagen, den man jetzt investieren würde. In den Westblock. Eine Firma aus dem Westblock. Ist die Firma... Können wir die Firma aufrufen? Nee, ne? Das machen alle so. Was soll denn das bedeuten? Radios, ich weiß nicht, ob sich diese Technologie überhaupt durchsetzen wird. Na gut, dann machen wir das. Schon sind wir korrumpiert. Leute. Was schreibt die Nachrichten? Was schreiben die Zeitung? Der Präsident erhebt Veto. Obwohl die Nationalversammlung mehrheitlich dafür gestimmt hat, nach einer 3-stündigen Debatte. Franz Richter, who also objected to the funding package, saying it contained too much unfairness in the allocation of the budget, also sought to delay proceedings by demanding a formal recorded vote, but was overruled. The bill passed the assembly but failed to become law by President Rayne's decision. Das bringt uns näher an die Reformbewegung. The rector of the HSU, Senator Novak, reported that a fire broke out in the archives of the University Academic Administration Building. Das haben wir, glaube ich, schon gelesen. The Emerald Hospital reported that 5 wounded people are being taken care of, but in stable condition. After the fire was put out by firefighters, the Swedish Intelligence Directorate condoned the scene in suspicion of foreign subversive interference. Several academicians, okay, including Hermann Equa, have stepped forward with concerns regarding the status of many famous academic papers and recognitions stored in the archives. Our great quest of knowledge should have been protected better. Okay, der ist gestorben, das wissen wir auch schon. Unfair Campaign Finance Bill crushed. A new bill that further expands on the unfairness of our election system has been approved by the Grand National Assembly and was later vetoed by President Rayne. Rayne deserves credit for crushing the undemocratic proposal, even though it came from his own party and would have benefited himself. The bill sought to change the rules of eligibility of the public funds that are reserved for every political party in Sordland. Und so weiter und so fort. The insane proposal would have also resulted in the governing United Sordland Party's share from the funds to double. Luckily, President Rayne showed us that he can go against his own party when it needs to be done. Glamorous inaugural ball. The hosted elite gathers for a lavish state ball. Many citizens in the country are uncertain about their own future, but the state has no problems with wasting taxpayers' money right from the start. We demand that these traditions of wasteful nature will become a thing of the past once the president settles in. The team here at The Radical will keep fighting for a better, more equal tomorrow for all. Sehr gut. Und Sordlands regional trade. As the Rayne administration starts its first term, there is a question in all of our heads. What will be the regional international trade policy? Due to the strategic geopolitical location of Sordland, historically Agnolia and Velen have been natural trading partners. Depending on the direction of the Rayne administration, we think it is likely that a new trade deal will be brokered with at least one of these partners in the near term. All in all, regardless of which trading partners the administration decides to go with, one thing is for sure: regional trade will boost the ailing economy. The real question is, what does Valksland or Lesbia think about Sordland? Ja, okay. Reception at the inaugural ball. Lasst uns tanzen gehen. The presidential guard had arrived to pick us up for the inaugural ball. The ball was a three-decade-old tradition, breathlessly anticipated by politicians, bureaucrats, and the press. All eyes were about to be on me. I called on Monica to get the children ready. Looking in the mirror, I straightened my tie and took a deep breath. After tonight, there would be no turning back. Suddenly, Diana hugged me from behind, startling me a little. Monica had fixed her hair into an elaborate braid woven through with ribbons. The daughter, hello. Papa, Mama told me it's time to go. Where is your brother? I think Frank is still upstairs. She shrugged. It was almost time to leave. The big ball was starting in less than an hour. Where's my first lady? Monica came down the stairs. Hier haben wir Monika. Soziologie hat sie studiert. Partnerships Manager in Magnus Curtis and Assistant of the Swedish League of Women. Ja, ist sie jetzt nicht mehr. Was ist Magnus Curtis? NGO, formed in the Alfonso period. It aims to make Sordland a more democratic nation by introducing a new Charter of Rights, supports humanistic ideals and organizes peaceful conferences and protests. Ja, sehr gut. She was wearing a simple yet elegant beige sheath dress and short heels. Her hair had been neatly pinned into a chignon, showing off the pearl earrings I'd given her for our 15th anniversary. All those years she had stayed by my side. Now we were about to begin the most challenging chapter in our lives. How do you do, Mr. President? Embrace her. Where the hell is Frank? Monica, my love, you look as gorgeous as the day we married. Now, there's that charm that got you elected. Frank trudged down the stairs. Über den wissen wir nicht viel, er ist in der High School. This thick itches. Frank tugged at the collar of his new tuxedo. He seemed ill at ease. Are you good to go, Frank? Yes, the sooner we go, the sooner it'll be over, right? Papa, are these people going to be around us from now? She pointed at the presidential guards at the door of the house. These people are our friends. Das weiß ich nicht, ob das unsere Freunde sind. Wenn es schlecht läuft, stellt der Staat ein paar neue Radios bei denen, jawohl. Unfortunately, yes. They can't leave our side until my term ends. You'll get used to it. It's alright, baby. They are here to make sure nothing bad happens to your papa or his family. Monica held Diana's hand. Together, flanked by the guards, we walked out of the door. Halfway to the car, Frank stopped abruptly and turned towards me. Do I really have to go? Couldn't I stay home instead? Don't make me angry. You will love it, son. Nee, wir sind mal so ein bisschen unterstützend, würde ich sagen. I'm nervous too, but I'd feel a lot more confident with my son by my side. Frank smiled reluctantly. Ein bisschen Autorität muss schon sein. Well, when you put it like that, sure, let's go. The presidential guard showed us the way as red and blue lights flashed around us. Serge, my driver, ushered us into our armored limousine. The motorcade started moving towards the palace. I gazed out the window, deep in thought. Anton, what are you thinking about? I'm wondering if I made the right choice. Weiß ich nicht, worauf sich das bezieht. Aber, there we go. I know you have a lot on your mind, but you deserve to relax tonight. Just remember, no matter what happens, the children and I will always be here for you. I'm going to help Papa fix everything. Sehr gut. Frank rolled his eyes. I know you will, honey. This means a great deal to me. After what seemed like just a few minutes, the convoy slowed to a halt. Oh man, die ganze Zeit vorlesen ist anstrengend. Serge rolled down the limousine's soundproof partition. We are here, sir. Hope you enjoyed the drive. Much appreciated. How are you today? I'm just as good as I can be, but today is your day, sir. I'm glad you are in charge now. You know, my entire family voted for you. I won't let you down. Nee. Thank you and your family. I'm here with all of your support. No reason to thank me, sir. You were the one who sparked a glimmer of hope in us all. Search opened the door for me. The normally imposing palace was festooned with garish banners that nearly made it look cheerful. A line of shiny luxury sedans stretched around it. Politicians, bureaucrats, and celebrities, the creme de la creme of the Sordland elite, streamed inside the building. Good luck out there, Mr. President. I see you on the trip home. I stepped out and immediately found myself surrounded by loud voices and camera flashes. Hordes of eager journalists thrust their portable microphones my way. My guards fended most of them off, but one woman managed to dodge them and corner me. I recognized the Swedish Broadcasting Company logo on her press lanyard. Reporter. No codex entry available. Okay. Mr. President, do you plan on working together with the opposition parties in the expected constitutional reforms? Will man da jetzt Kommentar zu abgeben? Wir werden mit jedem zusammenarbeiten. Nee, das ist nicht wahr. Ich werde jetzt nicht über Politik reden. Finde ich jetzt auch nicht so passend. We will bring real change. Ist zwar ein bisschen sehr pathetisch, aber naja. Does that mean you don't plan on working together? Do you think you share no common ground with the other parties? We will do our job. Also das ist ja nicht wahr. No comment. Dann nimmt sie das einfach so an. I did not say that ist so unsicher. We will do our job. One more question. One of your first acts as president was to veto a campaign finance law that would have deprived small parties of public funds, while increasing those channeled to your own. Are we seeing the beginning of a more egalitarian administration? Wir können die republikanische Präsidentengarde auf sie hetzen. I just didn't want to cause too much of a stir on the first day. Nein, keine politische Partei soll unterdrückt werden. That's enough, ma'am, said one of my guards while nudging the reporter away from me. A path through the crowd was now open, and we quickly made our way to the entrance of the palace. At the same time, a dozen fireworks went off. Eine kalte Zelle. Bitte was? We entered the lobby and joined the throngs of people making their way towards the ballroom. Behind me, I heard a familiar voice, and it's Peter. There they are, the most beautiful family in Sordland. Uncle Peter! Hi, Uncle Peter. It's great to see you. You two are growing faster than I'm getting wiser. Are you sure you've gotten any wiser, Peter? Maybe not. After all, I'm still sticking with you. Happy to see a familiar face, Peter. Evelyn. Peter's wife Evelyn approached us and shook our hands with a firmness that belied her delicate features. Wissen wir was über sie? Journalistin, Lehrerin, helped to support the political career, ended her career as a teacher of literature at the prestigious Hollywood State High School. Sie hat für den Kosmopoliten geschrieben. She was expelled from the newspaper after defending Ewald Alfonso and writing about a conspiracy by the state apparatus. In 1953, she quit her job to support Peter's candidacy. Okay. Na. Das werden wir mal nicht machen hier, sowas. Hier werden keine JournalistInnen versenkt. Congratulations, Anton. I have to say the results were clear to me from the beginning. There's a woman behind every successful man. What a gentleman. Monica smiled at me. Monica, how are you? You've barely said a word. I'm more than relieved to have this roller coaster ride over with. But of course, now the real work begins. Ah yes, managing the help, planning parties, daily trips to the salon to look your best for foreign dignitaries. Don't be so old-fashioned, Evelyn. I plan to use my power as First Lady to advance the position of women throughout Sordland. Equal rights for our sex are long overdue, wouldn't you say, Anton? Absolutely. Ich meine, wir sind die ganze Zeit mit ihr schon zusammen und da war sie ja schon eine aktive Frauenrechtsaktivistin, also und auch politisch passt es natürlich zusammen, auch wenn es auch natürlich in der Linken irgendwie manchmal sehr seltsame Vorstellungen über Geschlechterrollen gibt oder sehr unreflektierten Umgang mit problematischem Verhalten oder so, aber grundsätzlich von der politischen Idee her sind wir hier natürlich für die Gleichstellung. Okay, we will work together to achieve that. Yeah. Monica flashed me a smile. Diana suddenly jumped in between us and tugged on my sleeve. Papa, can we go? I want to see the ballroom. Yes, it's time. Let's go. Move to the ballroom. We left the lobby and made our way towards the ballroom. Inside, we were yet again surrounded by a noisy crowd, but this time it was the politicians who sought to appease the new authority in Sordland. I spent the next few hours shaking hands, joining various conversations, some serious, some superficial, and making speeches. We finally settled down at our dinner table with the veterans as the band started playing some slow jazz tunes. Oof, that was tiring. Another drink? If I have to shake another hand? We have to get used to it. Ja, das müssen wir wohl. Aber ich denke mal... If I have to shake another hand again. Suddenly a loud banging noise echoed from outside the ballroom. Then another one. And another. The musicians stopped playing. Everyone in the room was looking around in confusion. Peter and I turned towards each other, realization dawning on both of our faces. Fireworks? No, gunshots. As soon as Monica heard the words, she lunged from her seat. Shield them. I threw myself on Monica, Diana and Frank to shield them. Papa, what's happening? I knew it, we never should have gone. Chaos broke out as some guests flung themselves under their tables and others ran towards the door screaming. Diana burst into tears while Frank tried to comfort her, hiding the fear in his own eyes. 3 more gunshots rang out loudly. Mr. President, are you all right? Karl Greiser, head of the Sordish police force, was running towards us with 3 more police officers in decorated uniforms. They all had their guns drawn. As soon as he made it to us and saw that we were unharmed, he let out a big sign of relief. Thank God. Also wir haben militärische Erfahrung, Deswegen könnten wir ihn natürlich sozusagen jetzt militärisch angehen und sagen, was Statusreport ist. Oder erstmal dafür sorgen, dass er die Umgebung checkt. Jetzt sehen wir, wofür die Guard nützlich sind. Genau. Ich würde mal sagen, Statusreport oder check the parameter. Wir wollen erstmal, glaube ich, Sicherheit für die Familie herstellen. Check the parameter. He turned around quickly to his man. Check the parameter now. Paul, Jensen, follow my lead. We will bring them to the safe room. He now turned to Monica, Evelyn and the children and spoke in a softer voice. Do not worry, the situation is now under control. Please follow me. We promptly followed Carl through the winding halls and corridors of the palace. His men still had their guns drawn, which did nothing to ease the tension. On the way, Peter made an attempt to break the silence. What a fucking night. Not now, Peter. Carl turned to us with a serious face as we were about to round a corner. Quiet, please. Sorry, I talk when I get nervous. Peter, shut up. Carl flipped the switch on the wall and a panel opened, revealing a hidden staircase leading to a large reinforced door. Inside, a set of emergency lights flickered on. The safe room was comfortable and spacious, with expensive-looking leather sofas. Small securing monitors on the wall displayed grainy footage of each room in the palace. There was a boardroom and a pantry containing enough provisions to last a month. Monica and Evelyn set the children down and started wiping their tears. Carl stepped away from us and made a few radio calls. When he was done, he returned to me and Peter. Ai, 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 ai. Ai, 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 ai. Are we under attack? Do I have clowns for a security force? Nein, wir fragen jetzt mal nach dem Statusreport. Carl's radio suddenly crackled to life. Every second felt like an eternity as he pressed his ear to the receiver. When it fell silent, he turned to us. Good news, we are not in any danger at the moment. The situation has been dealt with and the perimeter has been secured by the guards and the police. He glanced towards Monica, Evelyn and the kids. If I may, sir? He gestured towards a more private corner of the room and started speaking more quietly. This is what we know so far. We have confirmed that 2 people were gunned down in front of the palace. The attacker is one of them, and we have reason to believe he was working alone. Warum? He fired 3 shots at a member of parliament, 1 to the head, 2 to the body, instantly killing him. Presidential guards at the palace immediately shot and killed the attacker. He was not been identified yet and will require an investigation. The member of parliament killed was identified as Bernard Circus. Das ist der kommunistische Dichter, Schriftsteller. Oh. This is huge, Anton. This will cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Peter pulled out 2 cigarettes and handed me one. He then turned to Evelyn. I could hear him trying to reassure her that everything was going to be alright. Monica was still trying to tend to Diana as Frank paced the room, mumbling that he should have stayed home. Wir versuchen mal die Monika und die Kinder zu beruhigen. I sat down beside my wife and children. Nothing like that will ever happen again. Das kann man wohl schlecht versprechen. We are safe. I'll make sure everything is going to be fine. We can't be sure of anything anymore, Anton. I lit my cigarette and took a deep drag. I was going to see this through and keep my family safe. At all costs. Und der Tastenhauer ist da. Hallihallo, grüß dich. Schönen Sonntagabend wünsche ich. Der Karl hat alles richtig gemacht. Gleich zum Innenminister befördern. Ja, ich weiß nicht. I crushed the cigarette on the ash tray. Was schreibt die Zeitung? Sordland Today berichtet. Rayne shuts down Richter. President Rayne shut down the call for cooperation from Franz Richter. Das stimmt doch überhaupt nicht. Regarding the remarks of Richter about a possible cooperation to fix the current problems of Swedish political institutions, we will do our job no matter what, said President Rayne. Richter has long been vocal about his democratization plans, and it seems that his demands for constitutional change will never become a reality if we do not see a Richter presidency anytime soon. It looks like the opposition will have a hard time during President Rayne's term. Was ist denn mit denen? Die Presse immer. Ist egal, was stimmt. Okay. Member of Parliament shot. Nation in shock. Sordland has been shocked by grave news today as an elected member of Parliament has been shot dead in a suspected political assassination. Police sirens were heard around the clock today as the household police force increased security measures around the capital. The fact that such a violent act happened at the heart of the capital during the new president's inauguration celebrations has worried many citizens. The Red Youth has reported to have promised revenge. This seems like it has the potential to be a spark that would swirl Sordland into the political violence of the 1920s. Erstmal der Sicherheitsreport. Security increased. Security measures at the capital have been heightened after the murder of Bernard Circus. The mayor of Hosod reports that everything is under control. Security around the Maroon Palace has been increased with the combined efforts of the Hosod Police Department and the Presidential Guard. Additionally, the entrance procedures to the palace are being revised with advice from security professionals. The police chief Karl Greiser reported that an investigation has been launched on the murder. Das bedeutet politische Spannung. Kriegsrecht ausrufen. The mood in the Situation Room was gloomy. My cabinet members were gathered to discuss the shooting outside the palace. Lileas presented the initial report. Bernard Circus was shot dead at 9:03 p.m. in front of the palace gates. He was an elected independent member of the assembly and, as you know, a famous communist. She spat the last words out with some distaste. Obwohl sie für Planwirtschaft ist, hat sie was gegen Kommunisten. The guards at the scene were 50 meters away and immediately took action by responding and killing the assailant, who was identified as the member of the nationalist organization, the Young Swords, die hier diesen Steinbock als ihr Wappentier haben. Right-wing nationalist political organization with alleged connections to a number of armed attacks against the Swedish government. They are a youth organization that has close ties to the National Front Party. Yeah, and it has been described as NFP's militant wing. Wurde sogar von Luderin gegründet. Oh krass. Scholars have described it as the Death Squad, responsible for most of the violence and killings in this period. Eine pansordistische Organisation. Was? Die sind auch in Walksland? They have managed to extend the area of operations into Swedish-speaking post-revolution Walksland. The organization has long been a prominent suspect of investigations. Hä, aber Walksland ist doch die kommunistische, oder nicht? Demokratische Republik. Socialist Republic, sicher. Wieso operieren Rechtsradikale von dort? da müssen wir mal diplomatisch was unternehmen. Das Militär haben wir sicherlich nicht hinter uns. Nee, ich glaube nicht. Einfach gegen alle drei vorgehen. Ja, ja, wer braucht einen Rechtsstaat, wer braucht eine Armee, wer braucht überhaupt irgendwas? The President and his family were unharmed. Warum Zirkas? What were the motivations of such a horrid act? Our investigators are suspecting a political assassination since the young swords have been threatening the communists for some time. This sets a dangerous atmosphere where the left versus right political violence of the 1920s might spark once again. A return to those days would be devastating. The coups are the reason why our country stagnated for a decade. Nia Morgner, the Minister of Justice, sighed. Ja, jetzt wird sie uns das erste Mal hier vorgestellt. Hatten wir uns ja schon angeschaut. The Red Youth has condemned the killing, but didn't stop there. They promised revenge. This will in turn spark further aggression from the young swords. The whole cycle started because Bernard Circus expressed his views. We can't simply look away. Nia had always been one of the only members of the Justice Ministry truly deserving of the name. She had survived countless attacks on her character while fighting corruption within the ministry, and rising to power had only compounded her sense of moral duty. Freedom of expression is part of our constitution. We can't have anyone, let alone a member of parliament, shot for voicing different opinions. So, jetzt können wir sagen, dass die malenjewistische Ideologie, also quasi Marxismus, eine Gefahr darstellt. Wir können sagen, dass die Nationalisten zu weit gegangen sind. Oder wir können sagen, dass wir die freie Meinungsäußerung schützen müssen. Schwer zu sagen. Will Weigland uns destabilisieren? Das könnte womöglich sein. Vielleicht wollen sie uns nach links drücken. Sozusagen in der Reaktion gegen die rechte Gewalt, gegen die Gefahr des rechten Putsches, dass wir uns dem, wie heißt es hier? War es doch eben zu sehen? Da kann ich jetzt nicht drauf gehen. Quasi der Kommentaren oder wie auch immer anschließen. Dem Warschauer Pakt sozusagen in Anführungszeichen. Gewalt im Mord hat nichts mit freier Meinungsäußerung zu tun. So ist es absolut. Jetzt ist nur die Frage, also grundsätzlich bin ich bei 3. Wir müssen da gegen die was unternehmen. Das wird nur halt sozusagen zurückkommen. Das wird dem Militär nicht gefallen, ne? Freedom of Speech muss verteidigt werden. Ja, aber es ist zu neutral, oder? Also dafür, dass die Rechten angegriffen haben, kann man nicht einfach sagen, ja, ja, jetzt bleibt mal alle ganz ruhig. Jeder darf sagen, was er will. Wir müssen mal Aktion zeigen jetzt hier. This is not a simple overstep, but an attack on our country. Murder for political opinions is a thing of the past. Our administration is building something new. Agreed. We will reach out to the NFP and request them to calm the situation with the young swords. The two groups have ties, and Mr. Kibbener sees reason after all which can't be said about the young swords at times. Das gefällt mir aber auch nicht so richtig. Der ist ja der Chef hier, der Parteichef, Vorsitzende von der Nationalen Front, der ja versucht sozusagen weniger radikal aufzutreten, aber ich finde, das macht ihn sozusagen noch gefährlicher. Minister of Defense Joseph Lancer grunted in disapproval. Habe ich es nicht gesagt? He towered over to the rest of us in full military uniform, his many war medals conspicuously on display. All due respect, ma'am, but we shouldn't be quick to jump on conclusions without having a full investigation concluded. Ja. We should refrain from making the issue a political one from the start. It will only add fuel to the fire. Also es ist politisch auf jeden Fall, ja. Wir müssen die Situation beruhigen. Ja, auf die eine oder andere Weise. Werden wir beim Begräbnis sein. Ich meine, schließt das eine das andere jetzt aus, ist die Frage. Also zum Begräbnis werden wir auf jeden Fall gehen. Es wurde ein Mitglied des Parlaments erschossen. So, es steht irgendwie außer Frage. Machen wir das mal. In my opinion, we should. The nuance here is to detach the person from the violent act. How can that be achieved when it is Bernard Circus we are talking about? He is the communist of Sordland. It is difficult, but an elected official has been shot. Genau. This is unacceptable for our new administration. We need to make sure we show our stance by condemning it at the funeral. Several police cars rushed past the Maroon Palace and everyone went silent. Regardless, a full investigation on all involved parties is underway. We will find the subversives and punish them soon enough, Mr. President. I will do my best to help coordinate the administrative task. Justice will be served and the rule of law will return to this country stronger than ever. Only if we stay vigilant as a country. We must think about the upcoming budget. Ja, er will hier wieder sein Armeezeug durchsetzen. Reckless acts will have dire consequences. Stability must be maintained. Security funding might need to be increased. Nee. We should not lose sight of our real political goals. Ja, auch. Eins oder drei? Ich glaube, ich gehe mit 3. Genau. Ich will Panzer. Erinnert so ein bisschen an den, bei Tropico, wie heißt denn der Kriegsminister, der sagt ja auch immer, er weiß nicht, wogegen er kämpft, aber dagegen muss man irgendwie mehr Panzer haben oder irgend sowas, sagt er doch. Wir konzentrieren uns auf die Reform. These matters shouldn't distract us from what the people want us to do. Lucian took some notes after checking the latest newspapers and reports. It seems that the tensions between the communists and nationalists will escalate further. It will be very different to pass any meaningful change if there is chaos in the country. We will make it through this and deliver our promises. Tja, können wir eine Verfassungsreform in einer solchen explosiven politischen Atmosphäre durchsetzen? Wer weiß das schon so genau? Wir werden untergehen dann mit Stolz. Nein, aber wir bleiben dabei. Hell yes, President Rayne. This will be it for the day then. We will convene again soon. Thank you all and keep us updated. The meeting concluded and the ministers left the room with concerned looks. It was hard to anticipate what could happen next.